I have a question. I have a question. If I gave you 10 minutes with a crowd of 10,000, how would you show up to ensure that your given performance actually captures their attention, maintains their focus, and past the performance causes them to search up your name, right? So, one of the key things when we're dealing with desiring to build an audience, to keep an audience, to um, cause for listeners, those that experience you in a moment, to become invested in your musical artistry. Um, One of the ways that we sometimes fail to grab them is in the way that we show up. All right. So if you're showing up to particular performances and you're not intentional in and confident in what it is that you are giving during that performance, then you may miss the moment overall, right? So let's say let's say you get called up on a stage, right? You're called to do a performance. You're called upon to do something. You sign up to do something, and you're the new kid on the scene, right? You're the new kid on the scene. You're a newer artist, um, and even if you've been doing this maybe for a little minute, you may be new to this particular crowd, right? One, a lot of people would see that as a disadvantage. It is not. I actually call it the newbie's advantage, right? It is an actual advantage of being one who is introduced. Why is this an advantage? It's an advantage because almost innately, people's attention is turned towards what is new, right? So they're looking at you in a sense to try to figure out what, baby? To try to figure out if they like you or if they don't, right? They're trying to figure out what you're about. They're like, okay, they're curious, obviously, because it's new. It's something that's new. People most of the time, they're trying to make their judgment calls about what they're going to do with what this new thing is, this new person is. So it's actually, you could look at it as a disadvantage, but it's not. I see it as an advantage because you now have the opportunity to um cause for them to see, hear what it is that you've been given to convey. All right, so let's see. The initial giving of attention um, requires that you have a clear cut mission. All right, it requires that you have a clear cut mission. If you don't have a mission, right, you're gonna mismanage a moment, right? It just is what it is. If your mission is not clear, if you are not decided on your mission, then the moment you step on that stage, you're going to be mm, you're gonna run the risk of losing your audience. I'll say it like that. You're gonna lose them. You're gonna lose them because you're not accurately translating anything that's impactful. People will become interested in what's new, but they will continue to listen to what is impacting them. Does that make sense? All right. So your focus has to be on the mission at hand. All right. Mission of clarity can and will lead to attention retention. When you hit a stage, you have to be sure of what you're about to say or sing. Right. And this is why you need to be sure of the mission. You need to have a clear understanding of your message. You need musical content that captures the essence of what you're desiring to convey. Here, however, is the caveat, and I'll get on and I'll rerun some of this later on. But your mission should not be to capture and retain their attention, right? So your mission during a performance is not that. I know sometimes we get these opportunities and we look at certain opportunities and we're like, oh my God, I have an opportunity. So your mission then becomes to quote unquote maximize the opportunity. But even maximizing the opportunity isn't the full blown mission. it because that's too vague. What does maximizing the opportunity mean to you? Does it mean getting new followers? Or does it mean serving people in a way that impacts them, that when they hear your music, they see your performance, that something in them is made clear, it comes alive, they are encouraged, they are whatever your point of impact is, right? Whatever your mission, Mhm. whatever whatever your mission is designed to impact, that I might. I Naruto shirt on. I don't know if you could see it, but I actually that's kind of cool. Um, but yeah, you have to. Here's one of the things that I continue to teach. This musical artistry journey, even in performances and stuff, you cannot be self-focused and centered on serving yourself and amassing a following unto yourself. It cannot be for the quote unquote the glorification of self. This has to be done to serve people, right? To serve your listeners. Even if they are first time listeners, they are listeners that you may be borrowing someone else's audience for a moment because you were invited onto their stage. But even in that, you need to be clear because within that group of people, it really probably won't be everybody, but there will be somebody slash somebodies that your mission is designed to impact, right? I want to help you. Within every crowd, there are people who will never care for your sound. I want you to set this now. There are people who will never care for what you carry. They won't even be. They'll be so disinterested, and you know whatever. They might initially hear it and be like, oh yeah, okay, okay, but they'll instantly it'll be something that they hey how you doing? It'll be something that they push to the side after the moment is over because it's really like I mean it was cool, it could be good content, it could be great music, and but they just don't care for it. It's just not for them, right? And then you'll have those that are it, they're so those that will never care. There are those that will be interested in your expression but find something else. And here's some may push you into the side, but may push you into a category with artists that they'll listen to when they come up, but they're not really searching you out, right? So you have the completely disinterested, the sort of interested, and then you have those that are initially impacted by your performance, right? Or by and they might even search you up after the fact, right? And just see what you have to offer. But the initial impact is really the main impact that happens with them. They are impacted. They are, they may be inspired or encouraged or whatever in the moment, but they're not really lastingly or continuously invested in your artistry, right? There's no commitment to it. However, then also within the crowd, you may have these. You will have those that hear what you have to say through the song, that are captivated by what you present, and they are impacted so deeply that they'll go on the search and realize your music is like it for them. Your music gives them life. Your expression, and things. It helps them navigate their own challenges. It picks them up on bad days, and they become fans or followers of your sound, of your expression, and they consistently keep up with your career moves and concert dates and interviews and all that type of stuff. Not necessarily because you're that wonderful, but because you found your impact zone at that point. And the type of person that your mission is designed to positively, consistently impact is that person, right? And so that is what ends up happening. And so if you go into the scene, what that does in the realm of intent, son, please, what that does in the realm of intentionality with your performance is um, it makes you not so about maybe nobody's gonna care. My parents are here. And it pulls you into sorry guys. Is that them? Um, it pulls you into my parents just got here with my children. I might have to cut this short and go live a little bit later, but it pulls you into that room of intentionality because you know that you are impacting in a particular way, and so that's that. We'll navigate some more of this later on. Um, I'm going to receive my children from their grandparents, and so we'll hop on later to finish this because there's another piece to this that I want to get into. All right, but we'll chat a little later. All right, stay inspired, guys. Stay inspired.